Here's a question we get fairly often. Is there any way to backtest the 12% solution for the dot-com crash? I'm thinking about the years 2000, 2001, and 2002. That was a pretty rough time for the market, and it would be interesting to see how your strategy would have fared. As you know, the book and the strategy are focused primarily on the 10-year period of time from 2008 to 2017. Now, there are a couple reasons for that. Number one, it's the time frame of Buffett's bet, to which we're comparing performances. And number two, some of the ETFs in our strategy did not exist prior to 2008. However, there is a workaround. We can use mutual funds as proxies for some of the ETFs that didn't exist back then. In fact, in the appendix of the second edition of the book, you'll find an extended backtest to the year 2000 using just such a workaround. Now, as you alluded to, the dot-com crash was the ugliest period for the strategy in the past 20 years. Graphically, here's what it looked like for the specific time period you indicated. The green line is the 12% solution using mutual funds in place of ETFs that hadn't been born yet. The blue line is SPY as our benchmark. For this specific time frame, max drawdown for our strategy was negative 36% versus negative 47.5% for SPY. Each rebounded slightly at the tail end, with our strategy ending the 3 years down 14.2%, while SPY closed down almost 35%. Now, a 36% drawdown is brutal, I'll admit. There's some consolation in the fact that the S&P 500 had an even worse time of it, dropping 47.5% at one point. Worse yet was the NASDAQ 100, dropping 83% at one point and finishing the 3-year period down more than 73%. With this chart, the green line is the 12% solution, but the blue line is the QQQ, the ETF that mirrors the NASDAQ 100. Again, this is a slightly adulterated strategy since we had to use mutual funds as stand-ins for some of the ETFs. But it does give a pretty good idea of how the strategy would have fared for the years 2000, 2001, and 2002.